Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Random Rants with Random, with your host today, Annie Oakley. So I'd like to talk about these two bits of plastic. Firearm licence, SSAA Queensland club membership. So I'll start off with this. I've been talking to a few people lately, a couple of newbies, and some people are under the impression to get your gun license you need to have a property with permission to shoot on that property that needs to be of a certain size. But you don't. With your SSAA card, you can go and shoot anywhere you want, as long as it's legal to shoot there, like at ranges that will take the caliber guns you have, and you can still find properties to go and shoot at, which is what I've been very lucky to have. A good friend of mine has given me a bit of area up the back of his small farm as a little bit of a range, and he's also got a bigger property out west with pigs on it. So hopefully one day I'll get out to his property and shoot some pigs as well. But yeah, so you don't need to have permission to get on land. You just need this card or membership to SSAA Queensland or whatever state you're in. Obviously we're in Australia, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, members get a liability insurance. Financial members covered throughout Australia for up to $20,000, no, 20 million? Someone double check me, it's 20 with 6 zeros. That's 20 million the last time I checked. I'm probably wrong though, Yowies aren't very good with mathematics. Public liability. So if you hurt someone, or you accidentally shoot a cow, or damage someone's property, you're covered. But if you hurt yourself, or damage your own property, that's not covered, but you can get extra cover through them to cover everything, comprehensive. But yeah, you get a very good third-party insurance with that, and it covers you even if you go shooting on a mate's farm that you've got permission to, something happens, you're covered. Whereas if you just had that permission to a mate's farm, which you can do to get your gun license, if something happens, you're screwed unless you've got your own insurance. So yeah, there's that one. You don't need land, you just need this club membership, and that gets you entry into any affiliated range, so quite handy, and it's pretty good value. So now to the tale of woe with my firearms license. I know I'm an idiot, I should know better, but once again, talking to people, a lot of people don't know. On the back is your birthday for the expiry date, which is very easy to remember. But in the fine print, you have to have it fully paid the day before the expiry date. So I saw on my birthday and I've gone, oh crapola, I've got to pay my weapons license. I tried to pay it, boom, boom. Can't pay it in lieu or anything if it's not paid the day before. So of course my stupid logic yowie brain went, but if had to be paid yesterday's the expiry date. But yeah, we know what the government wants to do about people owning guns, so we won't go any further with that. So I lost my license. And in that process, I had to take my license to a very good friend's place that had safe storage for the weapons and ammo I had. And what we found out in that process is you're only allowed to have it at someone else's place for 6 months. And to take it somewhere else, when you first lose your license, you can either go to a dealer, to someone you know that's got secure storage, or to the police. And every person I've talked to said, if it goes to the police, you're not likely to see your weapons again. So the fact that these were Dad's weapons and sentimental value, I'd hate for that to happen. So a very good friend looked after him for me. But then when it got close to 6 months, he got an email that said, if you don't get your friend's weapons off your property, you'll lose your license and all your guns if it's not done within the allocated time. So he's freaked out and rang them, and they've said, oh no, that's just an automated thing that comes out. You've still got a couple of months left till 6 months. So we know that it's all automated, so don't worry about it. And we know what people are like, trying to get licenses off people that have got weapons, any little thing. So he said, well, I get an email to verify that? Oh no, don't worry, the police know about it. We all know the police always do a very good job, and I'm not bagging the police. The police, as far as I'm concerned, do a very good job. I haven't had much to do with them around weapons, but for the most part, I've had a good run with cops in my life. So I'm not bagging cops out at all. It's just their bosses tell them we need to remove weapons off the public. So that's what they do. So it took me close to 5 months to get it back again, and I'd held it for a year or maybe 2 years before I made my stuff up. And like I said, other people didn't know that. So remember, pay it before your expiry date. So yeah, he was starting to freak out, and then I got it and I got my weapons back. So in celebration, I've purchased a new rifle. So we'll get to that in a second. So yeah. Oh, also, with all that, I thought, lucky I checked, if he had my weapons, I could go out with him because he's fully licensed, and I could shoot my weapons with him. But no, you can't do that. That's illegal. You can go out with your friend and shoot his weapons licensed to him under his license. You don't need a license. You can go out shooting with a friend that does have a license, and all the guns need to be licensed to him. So that's another one. If you want to see how you like shooting, if you want to come out shooting with me one day, the offer's more than welcome. So there you go. If you want to come and try shooting, give us a comment. Come out shooting with me one day. So, to the new purchase. I had my heart and everything set on one of the new Taipan Wilds, the 223 556 NATO chambering. Mainly because my little kid goes, geez, they look badass. And I like the fact that they've got a 10-round magazine that's easily changeable. The old Winchester pump is a tube magazine. The old Marlin lever action 357 tube magazine. And single shot air rifle. So like I said, I had my heart set on I was going to buy a Taipan Wild. But then I decided, well, if the Taipan Wild is the boyfriend, I really need something that nobody fucks with. So I had a change of heart at the last second. This rifle came up. It had been purchased by someone else, but they changed their mind and wanted to wait till later in the year when the Wedgetail 308 or something comes out. So he purchased this and brought it back so it could do me $300 off the recommended retail, which was quite good. So without further ado, I welcome the new kid to the family. Quick. An SXR2 pump action in 30-06 Springfield. Springfield? Yes, Springfield. So I thought 308 takes out pretty much everything you pointed at, but this takes out pretty much everything in the world that you pointed at, but definitely everything in Australia. So I decided to step it up from a 223 to a 30-06. I like the fact that it's got a 10 round magazine. Rock and lock. A lot of people don't like rock and lock. I love it because I love the name, rock and lock. Who couldn't love rock and lock? Seriously. So I'll take the mag back out. I just love doing it because I love saying rock and lock. So with the mag out, it can pump as if it's got bullets in the magazine. So as you can see, she cycles through and back again. Ka-chunk. Got the safety here. Push through behind the trigger. Pushed in, all black, safe. Push the other way, red on this side, not safe. So, there you go. Now this is one of the ones that have got the spring feed that shoots the pump action back. And there's some people that think if you're pulling the rifle into your shoulder, you might hold the breech open. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen yet, but I found naturally, I don't know if you can see it, already, as soon as I grab the rifle, I put my pointer finger in front of the slide. And that helps me pull it back because it's quite a heavy spring tension. And then it also helps me lock one finger onto the wooden understock, which should prevent me from opening the breech as I lock it into my shoulder. Also, I use my trigger hand to lock it into my shoulder. I also forgot to mention all my rifles are being cleared. They're all unlocked, they're only just out for display. Normally locked up when I'm travelling. I'm going to my friend's range tomorrow, so I've just got them out for display, and then they'll be locked up again when I'm finished this video. So, this simulates when your mag's empty, rocking and locking. You go to put another one in, it won't let you. You're empty. So this is where the fun begins. Once again, I have to pull the mag out to emulate that there is an actual bullet waiting to go in. So you're empty, you pull the mag out, filled it up, put the mag back in, and this is the cool bit I like. I don't like doing it fully because it makes a bad clunk and I'm not sure where it's going to damage the rifle unless there's a round going in. But you flick this little trigger and the slide rocks back forward. So it's got a little lock trigger there. Apparently you do that when you're travelling, but I don't know. It sort of sounds funny to me because it's holding tension on the spring, but the spring can't hurt to lose a bit of tension. So once again, I won't do it fully because I don't like the big clunky noise whether I'm damaging it. Pretty cool, you just flip that and you lock another one. And away you go. Another thing I like about this one is if, once again, we'll pretend that's loaded and in. If you load it around and you lose your target, you can pull the mag out, rack it again, and it will eject that shell. The full bullet, not just the shell, and you don't have a bullet in there loaded. You can rack it back out and the gun's safe again. For example, once again, they're fully cleared. The old Winchester pump, somewhere in the 60s. You cock it, you can't move that. So some people think that's good to lock onto to pull it into your shoulder, but if you've cocked it, you lose your target and you don't want to shoot that bullet, not too bad with a 22, you can just shoot it into the dirt, but 30-06, they're a bit expensive, the bullets in them. So yeah, you gotta shoot it. And then you eject the shell because you've had to shoot it. Lock it again, once again locked. You have to shoot it. Whereas even the old lever action, if you've cocked it, you can, if you're careful, hold the hammer. If you're careful, hold the hammer, let it in, cock it, it will eject the full round. But you can't get the rounds easily out of the magazine. So if you've got a full magazine and you want to empty your lever action, you got to do that for every round. Let the hammer back gently, cock it again, don't let it shoot. So you can eject the rounds without actually firing them in the lever action as well. So I like that with this rifle because with the 22, in one of the days I went out to shoot, I didn't end up filming because I just had a terrible day. And I just packed up and left, and when I got home putting my rifles back in the safe, I noticed that it was cocked. I thought, oh crap, has that got a round in it ready to go? So I locked it away in the safe and didn't touch it, took it out to the range next time I went, and no, it didn't have a round in it, but there's no way to check. With this, I can check, I can eject any unused rounds. So there you go, once again. If you run out of ammo, it locks open, and then you pull it out or put another one in, whatever. The only other drawback is it's a proprietary mag, and they're like $270 each, so you're not going like the American dudes where you're packing like 16 mags on your chest. So I've got some rounds here. And I'm sort of, as much as I've been around guns a little bit my whole life, I'm still a bit of a newbie. So I'm pretty sure this is a double stack because they go sort of diagonally down. And because it's got a wide opening, they just go straight in, smooth as silk. Smooth as silk. Dad used to have a Colt 45 pistol, and it used to have just a straight in line mag, and you used to have to line them in and push them in with your thumb and push it back. But these, because it's so open at the bottom, you won't be able to see that properly, they're staggered. But if you're a gun nut, you'll know what I'm talking about anyway. So yeah, 10 rounds. For some reason, the 308 version of this only does 9 rounds. So yeah, 10 rounds. Smooth as silk, and also they strip out. Smooth as silk as well. So there you go. My new purchase. As much as I wanted a military looking one, they're getting a bit of flack lately. So this one looks like Granddad's gun and will take down a buffalo. So there you go. I decided to go for that. So I'll go and pick you up, and then we'll have a bit of a closer look, and we'll run through this display I've organised for you guys, because I love you so much. All my tens of subscribers. So, bit of a close up. It's got some very nice checkering. Very nice. Believe it's machine checkered. A lot of guns are still hand checkered nowadays. I did think it was a composite, but I do believe this one is a walnut, I think. It's very light, very nice in the hand. So, got some nice checkering on the foregrip, and then some checkering on your pump handle. When you get bored waiting for pigs to shoot, you can so there it is. I'll show you the other side. Alright, also, this was the only gun I've ever owned that can put a sling on. So I bought a sling. Thought it'd be the go if this is going to be my go-to hunting rifle now. The old 357 was going to be the pig taker before I got this one, and it will take a pig, not a problem. In the 357 Magnum, it will take a pig, but not quite as cleanly as this one. So there you go. Also, I was a bit off-put by the look of the sights. They look a bit funny from the side, but they're a style of sight called Batul, I think, and it's got a fibre optic front sight that when you're looking straight down it, glows up really well under most light. And then back here, it's got a big long white channel. And what you do is you take it back to the Chinese. I'm not going to do it now. I tried to do it before and it's too much of a hassle. You take it back to the Japanese and you set the little red sun into the little white groove, and it's almost as good as a red dot. And because I do archery as well, I can have both eyes open, predominantly using my right eye, and just looking through it, mucking around, I find it's not a bad little sight, because a lot of guns now don't even come with sights anymore, which is ridiculous. So there you go. I'll be taking this out tomorrow and giving it its first shoots. So here we go on to the little display I've prepared for you. Like I said before, Dad used to have a 9mm pistol, and he's had the 357 lever for quite some time, the old Marlin. So all these projectiles and shell casings I'm showing you, they are all duds. But this is a bit of a comparison of my projectiles in my now stable of 5 rifles. So first off the rank are the little air rifle, caliber 177. The small one is 7.56 grams. The big one is 8.8 grams. And it's a bit confusing. Some projectiles are in grains, some are in grams. So I've found that out as well. So then the next step up from that is we've got the little 22 short. So you can put 15 of them legally in the pump action 22 Winchester, or 10 long rifles. So that's handy to know. If you don't really need to take out anything too big too far, it's only a 22 anyway. So this is where I get to. I don't have a 9mm, but I assure you it's a dud. There's no primer. Dad used to reload all his own brass. There's a reloading tool over there. So there's a projectile from a 9mm, and there's a shell from a 9mm. I don't know the grain or weight of that one. So over here, we've got a 38 special, which is a 158 grain. Grain or gram? No, 158 grams. And that's one of Dad's old 38 special projectiles. He used to cast his own projectiles out of lead and reload them all. So this one beside it, I don't know if you can pick it up, that's the 357 Magnum. The lever action runs beautifully with a 38 special. Hasn't got quite the kick, so it runs nice and smoothly. But when you really want to hit something, you use the 357 Magnum. And if you can pick up, the really only difference is the shell's a bit longer. So you can pack a bit more powder in there. And the Magnum is 158 grain. So that one must be 158 grain as well. Can you see there? That says grain That says GR. So it's a bit confusing. So the 22 short, what's it? That's a 29 grain. And the long rifle, that one is a 38. Oh, the long rifle 22 is a 38 grain. So there's a 357. Oh no, hang on. That is a 38 special cartridge. But that there, see it's a little bit bigger. That one there is the 357 Magnum projectile. 38 special projectile. So it goes that side. So then we step up to single shot shotty, where I use, it's a 28, I'd say gram slug again. It's not grain, I'm not sure, because it feels pretty heavy. Slug, a rifled slug. They go quite well in the shotty. And then 8 balls of buckshot in that one. 34 grams. See, that one actually says grams. And that's 28 grams. And it is a little bit lighter than the buckshot. And here's the pièce de résistance. The new, not Viva la Resistance, I'm not one of them. The new 30-06 caliper compared to, here's the stuff on over here, my 2 smallest ones. So projectile compared to the smallest projectile, and then shell compared to the smallest shell. And then we'll work this shell down the line. That shell compared to all them, 30-06. And then compared to that one. So as you can see, I've stepped the size up a little bit. So there you go. My long journey that ended with a happy ending. So, pretty keen to go out and give this a try tomorrow. Give us a comment if you like it, you hate it. If you like the little display I did for yous. I've also played a little game. It only works from this angle over here where I started. It's a little game called Who Can Spot the Ferals? So if anyone can be bothered, count up the ferals and send me a comment and I'll let you know if you get it right or not. So there's me setup. Oh, one other little thing. You can't get a 357 stock holder, but this is a long rifle, probably made more for the 30-06, as you can see, to go right through. But it fits around in from both sides. So it holds another 18 rounds in the stock. I've got another one, 5 rounds on the shotty. So I thought that was quite good. I don't know how it's going to go. I'll have to try it out. They do hold in there quite firmly. But I'm a bit worried the bottom ones might fall out. But there you go, guys. That's been my journey to get my license. I thought I deserved something nice after that ordeal. And some people I know, they apply for a whole new license, like straight off the bat, never had a license before, and they get it back in 2 weeks. So it's a bit crazy how they work it out. But I've got them back now and I'm shooting tomorrow. So looking forward to that one. So that's it for now, and hopefully I'll get some videos out tomorrow of actually doing some pew-poo out of it. Anyway, keep it real on the back wheel, guys.